Good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible? Can anyone just confirm? Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Please confirm if I'm audible. You can hear me?
Good afternoon, sir. You are audible.
Okay,
Afternoon, sir. Yes,
good.
you are audible, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much for joining this live session. This is our second live session, and by this time, I hope you already have gone through the complete course that we have prepared for you guys. So in this live session, we will go through very quickly some of the topics that we have discussed, right? So in the first session, we already have discussed, I think, up to 4 week the topics that we have covered, and there was some question answer session was there during that session. So what I'm going to do is, I will start like going through the topics from, let's say, week 5 onwards. Okay, and if you have any question, feel free to ask in this session. Before I start, if you have any question, just please go ahead with it. Anyone has any question so far for the course? So I can see many of you have joined. Uh, So we have Muskan, we have Saria, Samir. So we also have Abdur Rauf. So all of you are from the Fundamentals of IT course, right? So is there any question you guys have?
No.
Okay, so how is the preparation going on? I believe you will have the exam approaching. And also we have uploaded the lecture materials. So I believe the lecture materials is available to you. All the anyone has any difficulty in accessing the course content? No one responding, so I assume that the lecture materials that we have uploaded, it's available to you. So let me share this screen. Okay. So, okay. All right. So I believe you can see my desktop, right? You can see the screen. Week 5, Fundamentals of Information Technology, right? Please confirm. Can anyone just confirm if you can see the screen which I have just shared?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Or,
sir.
all right. So, if you recall, during the week 5, we have discussed some of the very important concepts, like we have discussed about the instant messaging and collaboration tool, right? So we have discussed about like where we use these tools in our real life, and what is the advantage of using these tools in our real life, right? So when we want to communicate, for example, when we want to collaborate among our team, so there is no need for us to be in one location or in one room, right? So we can collaborate, we can communicate with our friends, with our, for example, team members, whether they are sitting, within our campus or maybe outside the campus. So we have discussed about the different tools and different support that it is available whenever we want to, for example, collaborate with our team, right? So if you recall, we have discussed many tools that are available to you, and these tools will be helpful for you when you are, for example, working in a team. Either you are collaborating on a project, or maybe when you are accessing some resources, when you are sharing some content. So we have discussed all the details there. Also, in this week, we have discussed about the role of social networking, right? So it's a platform that basically facilitate, again, you can communicate and you can, collaborate using some social networking websites, which you all are already like using it in your daily life, right? So for example, when you communicate with your friends using some WhatsApp tools, or maybe using some Google platform, right? So we have discussed all these details in this particular section. Also, we have discussed about the blogs, right? So nowadays we have web blogs and we have video blogs, we have posts. So if you recall that these basically, platform allows you to express your views. Either you have certain views which you can, for example, let me just go to that and then we will discuss it. So if you recall, so we have vblogs, blogs, and the post, right? So these are like very powerful tools for sharing the information, some ideas which you have. Normally you can share it using these platforms, right? So what is the differences between these concepts? So that also we have discussed, if you recall. So let me go to that page. So here you can see, so we have the web logs, right, and video logs and post. So we have categorized them accordingly to these aspects. Like for example, the content type, right? So if you have like heavy text and images, so you can use the blogs for that. If you want to, for example, create some content, video centric contents, right? So you can go for the video logs. And normally the posts are used for short text or some images. So that's why you have like Twitter, where you post some short messages or some updates about you, right? So again, the length is another key aspect which differentiate between these technologies that we use to share our ideas, or when we create some contents, right? So for example, when we use the video blogs or the blogs, right? So normally it's for the blogs, web blogs, we also call it, right? So it is a long form, and for the video logs, it's medium to short, right? And for the post, it is a short form. So like this, I believe you already have a very clear understanding, like how these technologies are being used, where we use them, and what is the main purpose of these, for example, technologies, how they are different, right? So these concepts we have discussed in our session. Also, we have discussed about some of the concepts related to network troubleshooting. So as an IT student, even though it's not maybe your major subject, but you should know like some basic troubleshooting, network troubleshooting knowledge. You should have it in with you. So in this particular section, we have discussed about how you can, for example, identify, diagnose some of the issues if there are any in your network environment, right? So we have briefly discussed about like what is network troubleshooting and what are the different causes of it. So if you recall, we have discussed about that there are different causes of problems that you might encounter. Some are related to maybe hardware, software, some configuration issues. So sometimes, if you just configure wrongly, so you will find some issues and so on. Also, we have discussed about, if you recall, different commands like ping commands, like traceroute. So these are like very common commands to troubleshoot the networks to know if, for example, I can reach to the server which I want. For example, you want to access, or you want to know, for example, that your network is working, your internet has some connectivity or not. So how I can know about it, right? So as a fundamental of IT students, I should know at least these basic details. So I hope in this week's sessions, the concepts that we have discussed, it helps you to understand like what is the instant messaging, what is basically the role of instant messaging and collaboration, and what is the role of social networking and where it helps us, right? And also we have discussed about a different way of expressing our ideas, our thoughts, if we can create like the blogs or video blogs and post, and how I can know about certain issues if it exists in my networks, and if I can do it by myself instead of calling to help desk. So I can just try these, for example, step and see if I can fix the issues. So I believe you have a clear understanding for these concepts. Now I'm just pausing for any question you have from these topics. So feel free to ask. We have many students here. So we have Rashid. I'm just randomly picking some names. We have Sharina, Saida, Yanis Iqbal, and so on. So is there any question you guys have? So basically, from the assessment, the weekly assessment, you already have a good experience, like how the exam will be conducted, right? So your final exam will be conducted based on a similar pattern. So basically, what you have to do is you have to prepare for the exam exactly in the same pattern. So there will be some MCQ questions, right? So MCQ question means you have to read the question carefully. There will be 4 choices, and you have to pick one of the best choice. Okay. So this is one type of question. The other type of question will be MSQ, right? So in that type of question, you will be having multiple choices. Means you can choose either one answer, or maybe 2, or maybe 3. So it depends on the question and the possible answer. So sometimes you will see that a question has 5 choices, or maybe 6 choices, maybe 4 choices, and then you will be picking one or 2, or maybe 3. It depends on the question, right? So this is another type of question that you will be asked to answer. And the third type of question will be like fill up the blanks. Okay, so there will be some statement, and then you will be answering, completing this the sentence by answering maybe a word, a maximum 2 words. Okay, so when you are answering that question, so make sure you answer very carefully, because sometimes, for example, if you write like IP address, okay, let me just allow some of the students more. So when you are answering, so make sure you, especially the fill up the blank type of question, you make sure that you answer correctly. Okay, so if there is a term, if there is a question that asks about some term, so make sure you write the spelling also correct. Okay, So this is the pattern that you will see it in your final exam. Exactly the same how we have asked you in the weekly assessment questions. Okay, so let me just go through some chat. You are audible. Sorry, sir. No. सर इसके नोट्स का कंटेंट कहाँ से मिलेगा? ओके, सो नोट्स का कंटेंट वी हैव ऑलरेडी अपलोडेड, हमने ऑलरेडी अपलोड किया हुआ है. इंटायर जो पीपीटी कवर किया गया है, राइट? इंटायर पीपीटी इज अवेलेबल to your course page. So if you go to the course page, right? So if you go to the course page, you will find I think, let me just show you. I will try to see if I can show you. I believe you can see my desktop, right? What I'm doing, you can see, right? Can anyone confirm? Okay, so you can see here lecture material is available here. All right. So it is in your course main page. So lecture material, if I click here, so after that, I need to just go and click download, right? So it will open a Google Drive page, and from here you can download this. Okay, you can preview and you can download from here. Okay, I believe it's now clear how you, from where you can get the lecture material. Weeks are optional for lecture material, from where, yeah. All right, so I think paper are in MCQ or theory form. So I already answered, Mohammad Shoaib, I already answered this question. So your paper is in the form of not just MCQ, it is MCQ, MSQ, as well as there will be a few questions related to fill up the blanks, okay? What type of questions are exactly going to come in the exam? Also quizzes which we have done till now will get questions like those. Yes, exactly. Saida asked a question that what type of questions exactly come. So if you are, if you have gone through all the lecture materials, the video contents that we have provided to you, okay, so if you have already gone through that, so I hope there will not be any problem. Okay, so you have to make sure you have gone through weekly all the contents that we have provided to you week by week basis. All right, and the question will be in the similar pattern as you have seen in the weekly quiz. Okay, so the quizzes, weekly quizzes that we have conducted. So your final exam will be based on a very similar pattern. So you will be having few questions in the form of MCQ. As I said, I'm repeating again. So few questions as MSQ, and fill up the blanks. Marks distribution. So marks distribution. So basically the question will be from all the 7 or 8 weeks. Okay. So don't skip any like week. So you need to make sure you have studied all the week content starting from week 1 to week 8. So if you see here, let me just show you week 1, week 2, week 3, week 8, right? So in week 1, we have all these concepts that we have given to you. So make sure you go through all the content, review the video contents very carefully, okay? And question will be based on, of course, those concepts that we have covered in these videos. In the exam, which more focus on assignment of full syllabus. Sandeep asked a question. Yeah, Sandeep, of course, the full syllabus, because your exam will be based on the entire course content that we have covered, right? The 8 weeks course content. So make sure you have to like review all the course content as well as the assignments, the quizzes that we already conducted. So go through that also, right? Because that will give you an idea that what type of question normally comes, and so it's very important for all of you to please focus on the quizzes that we already have conducted. You already have the questions with you with the answer. So review those questions also, and based on the pattern that we have provided you on weekly basis, so ensure that you are preparing by just like focusing on the all aspect, like all the contents that we have provided you in that week. Go through it, right? Also, we have provided you the slides, so go through it, go through some of the important concepts that are given on weekly by weekly basis. So like this, you will be prepared. All right. In the exam, sir, 40% का कुछ कह रहे हैं या Jahangir, I'm not getting your question. So basically, if you see the course page, if you go and see the course page, let me just open the course page. So in the course page, all the details are given. So I believe, where is the course page? Yeah. So you have to go and check all these messages and details that are given to you. So you will find your answer will be somewhere here. So you can see here, are you personally disabled above 40? So these like points, these details are given here. So kindly read it. You will find the answer will be there. Okay. Is there any negative marking? There is no negative marking, but of course, like in MSQ, if you are not answering, like if you answer maybe 2 correct, 1 incorrect, or maybe 2 incorrect, 1 correct, so you might not get the full marks. Okay, so this is what I know. Dr. Iqbal, repeat this course for 12 weeks because actually 12. All right, Dr. Iqbal, I have noted your point, and we will see. Will lecture be available to us to view later? Yes, I believe it will be available to you. All the lectures are available. All the materials are available to you. Okay, and it is also available in YouTube, so there is no problem. See, topics, yes, of course. As I said, weekly basis, you need to ensure that you have gone through all the required topics that we have covered in the weeks. For example, in week 6 we have discussed about the maintenance and the security. So here we have discussed about the type of maintenance, right? So there are different categories of maintenance, so you should know what is preventive maintenance, what is for example corrective maintenance, and so on. We have discussed about the role of device drivers and antivirus, what is the purpose of disk cleaning utilities, right? So you can just go through the videos, read it, like you don't need to go like memorizing all of them, but some of the important like concept you will see. So that might be there. Okay, so for example, computer diagnostic program. So this is like a tool that you should know as an IT student, like how I can diagnose my computer and what is the purpose of this tool. Okay, what is fragmentation and compaction, so how I can improve the performance of my hard disk, why it is important for us to go and remove the fragmentation that normally happens when we add delete files and so on, right? So you will find from each week there are questions which are equally distributed. Okay, so just go through it, try to understand the concept, and while you will see the question, you can definitely easily recall the answer because you have gone through the concepts. You have for example understand the concept, you have reviewed the materials, so I believe there will not be any problem. Okay, So this is my suggestion to you. In the same way, for example, in week 7, we have discussed many important concepts that you should know as a IT student or as a student. So, for example, we have discussed about the cybersecurity, why it is so important and what are its challenges in the current era, right? Because we are totally digitalized. We are doing digitally. So, what are the possible threats that we need to know? So there are many important concepts we have discussed. We have discussed about, for example, viruses, malware, what is cyber hygiene, just like the hygiene that we normally use in our daily life, right, to clean ourselves. In the same way, why it's so important for us to also clean the systems. What is the role of cyber hygiene? What is cyberbullying, netiquette? So these are very important concepts. So you should make sure you know them, right or not? So all the topics are important. I cannot say that you focus on this and focus on that, right? So when you, for example, study the week, you have the quizzes. So in the quizzes, you will see that there are topics already being covered. So you can focus on these topics, the questions that normally comes, right? So you can focus on that. These are my suggestion to you. Sir, will it be different set? Yeah, of course, because you see, your exam will be conducted by some software, right? So the TCS, they are going to conduct the software. So don't think or don't assume that you will have the same question, because these softwares randomly, change the questions. So they change the question, even they change the answers. So for example, a student has the same question, but the answer will be ABC, different than ABC, same question to some other student who is sitting next to him or her. So my suggestion is, if you go through, as I said, if you go through the content, if you have a very clear, like if you have followed the course weekly basis, you have, for example, solved the quizzes. You have gone through the material week by week basis. So you will find the exam is not difficult at all. Okay, so we have not prepared exam so that you will find it difficulty. Of course, if you have not studied it and you now in hurry you want to just go through the videos and appear in the exam, then that will be definitely, you will have some issues. All things are very clear and stable in this course. We can upgrade our knowledge with this course. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Iqbal, for your feedback. We really appreciate. Yeah, so feel free to ask your question and doubts. I'm here to, try my best to clarify any difficulties you have. So again, as I said, what is the key point here is, the key point is you have gone through all the video lectures weekly by weekly, right? When you are reviewing it, we have provided you the lecture materials. So you can see all the lecture materials is there, and it is in the same sequential order. So you'll find like week 1 content, then week 2 content, and so on. So when you are reviewing the video content, please review the slides also, right? So it will help you to recall while you appear in the exam. So you will find the question and you will find that the things are being discussed and you have reviewed it. So it will be easy for you to recall and mark the correct answer. Okay. So this is my suggestion to you, how you are going to prepare for the exam. Okay. So let's see some more questions that you guys have. What are the weighted of assignments in the exam paper? Exam, your final exam will be of 100 marks. So you see all the details are being given in the course page. So if you go to the course page, so fundamentals of IT, everything is given. I think this is the announcement. Where is the, because I'm signing as a student also, so where is the, yeah, this is the course page. Yeah, this is the course page. So you can see here, to get the certificate, this is the criteria that they are going to see, right? So assignment score 25% of the average of the best 6 assignment out of total 8 assignment, right? So you have already appeared in the 8 assignment, so they will pick the best 6 assignment, and then the average score should be 25% of the 6 assignment, right? So this is the way how, because they are going to consider both your weekly assignments as well as the exam. So you need to clear both of them. It's not that you score here maybe 20% and here 75%, you will pass. No, both assessment is separate. So you need to make sure you score above 25% average of the 6 assignment, right? And in the exam, you need to score 75% out of 100. So there will be 50 question. Each question will be of 2 marks. Okay. So 75% of the proctor certification exam scored. And then this is the final score. Okay. So all these rules are being given here. Please go through it and try to follow it. What are the weights? I already, I think, answered this. So please feel free to ask your question. You can also use the chat in case if you have some difficulty in accessing your mic or whatever. Yes, exactly. So MCQ will have 2 marks. No, your exam will be of 100 marks, right? So there will be 50 questions, 2 marks each, right? Okay. All right. So all right. So let me just go through again very quickly. So we have discussed about the cyber security, why it's so important, right? So in this era, so as a fundamental of IT student, you should know about it. You should know about the technology. You should know about the CIA. So can anybody tell me what is CIA in cybersecurity? What is CIA? Can anyone just please use your mic? So if they ask you about a question, what is CIA, or if they ask you about what is C, what is IE and A, so how you are going to answer? Of course, you will pick it, right? You will pick one of the correct answer, but I just want to know, like, if you have an understanding of that or not. Anyone in the list here? So cybersecurity, in cybersecurity, you have like these core component, right? So what is confidentiality, integrity, availability? Anyone in the class? Okay, I just show you the slide. Now, anyone in the class who can just try to answer this? What are the core components of cybersecurity, right? So these are the core components, the confidentiality, integrity, availability. So what do you understand by that? I'm not sure if I'm audible or not. Anyone? Adiba, Abdul Rauf. I'm just picking any name. Maybe Dr. Iqbal, Muhammad Iqbal, Muhammad. right?
Say confi.
Yeah.
So the first term explains that it ensures that sensitive information is only accessible to the authorized user, and
Excellent.
integrity is like it ensures that data is accurate and
Mm,
consistent,
mm.
and that it did not altered without authorization.
Very good.
So
Excellent answer. Yes.
availability ensures that the system and data are accessible when needed by the authorized users.
Excellent. Perfect answer. Very good. May I know the name? Who is the student?
This is Pfizer race.
Faiza. Excellent answer, Faiza. So basically, you see, the cyber security is revolved around these three core components, right? Confidentiality, right? So if I have the data with me, so it should be available only to me, right? So it ensures, so the system that you basically employed, that the policies that you employed, the tools that you use within the organization, right? So it ensures that the data is accessible only to the authorized user, the one who is authorized to use that data. It is only available to them, not to anyone else, right? So that is what the core principles of cybersecurity, the confidentiality, right? Integrity. So basically, again, the accuracy and the reliability of the data, how you are going to maintain them, how you are going to ensure that maybe someone just hack your system and change the data, corrupt the data, right? So imagine if you are maintaining a hospital system, right, or a banking application. So if a cyber criminal goes into the server and corrupt the data, right? He, for example, changed the social security number. He, for example, access some confidential data and corrupt the data. So that data will not be considered as a reliable, right? The reliability is lost. The accuracy is lost. So it will create a huge problem to the organization, to the, for example, the company that is maintaining the data. So the tools, the techniques that we use, it ensures that when we have the cybersecurity inclined in our business, so the data should be not accessible to the user, right? And it should not be corrupted by any means, right? So that is what the integrity is. And in the same way, the availability ensures that the data is available whenever when it is required, right? So for example, if you have Amazon website, right, and if there is some cyber attack on the Amazon, so the website is unavailable, right? So this we don't want. So that's why the cyber security deals with the policies, the procedures, the tools that ensures that the services, the data, the resources is available to authorized user, and whenever it is needed, right, whenever it is required, it is available. So these are the core principles of cybersecurity that we need to implement, right? Then we have also discussed the type of cybersecurity, because cybersecurity is a very broad term. How you are going to secure the network, how you are going to secure the information, right? How you are going to secure the application. Because you see here, we are talking about a huge ecosystem where you have networks, you have applications running on the networks, then you have, for example, the information on it, right? So all these needs to be secure. So cybersecurity deals with all these, tools, techniques, the policies, the procedure that ensure that these are being safeguarded from the attacks from the cyber criminals and so on. Then we have discussed about the types of attack. So again, make sure you have a clear understanding, right? Um, Sometimes we also have like the challenges. What are the challenges? So there are many things we have discussed. So if you go through the videos, you will have a very clear understanding of that. Also, we have discussed about the various type of threat community, right? Threat community, because um, if you are learning the cyber security, you should know who are the community. I mean, the threat community from whom we are protecting our asset, we are protecting our data, right? So that's why we have categorized here the threat community as internal threats. Then we have national, state, government sponsors, what techniques they use, right? So these are some important points. Make sure you review them carefully. Then what is cyber criminal? What are their motives? What techniques they use? So we have learned many important concepts, many concepts that are state of art. You should know as a student of fundamentals of IIT, what techniques they use. So I believe, okay, tell me, the threat community we talk about here, internal threat, and then we talk about maybe the nation state. So how they are different? Can anybody just tell me? So we discuss about the threat community, right? So we discuss about the internal threats, and then a national state. Can anyone just briefly tell me how they are different, or if you can give me an example, like, or who are more powerful, for example, who are more like dangerous, let's say. So if I am maintaining, for example, if I am maintaining some systems, so threat community means you know who are your threats, right? So if you don't know who are your threats, how you are going to preserve your assets, right? So that's why we have the threat communities, right? For example, if you go to a doctor, if our doctor does not know the symptoms, how the doctor is going to prescribe the medicine, right or not? So to prescribe the medicine, the doctor should know the symptoms. So based on the symptoms, the doctor prescribes the medicine, right? So in the same way, if you are in the cybersecurity, you are maintaining or you are preserving your data, you are preserving your server, let's say your asset. So from whom you are preserving, right? Who are your threats, right? So this is what we have learned here. I have discussed to you in detail in the videos. I just want you to, I want myself to know if you have understand the concept or not. So anyone in the class? Can anyone give me the example of internal thread? Internal thread. Example is there in front of you. You just need to speak. That's it.
Is within the organization.
Excellent. Yes, exactly. So if you have someone and he or she is working with you, and for any reason he becomes a threat, right? So this person does not need to crack the the security or overcome the firewall or overcome the what you call it, the antivirus. So everything, because he is in the system, right or not? He is accessing the software or the resources because he's working in the organization. So if a cyber criminal attacks, so cyber criminal has to bypass some controls, like for example, you have intrusion detection system, you have firewall, right? So the cyber criminal from outside the network, so the cyber criminal has to breach all these the tools that we have safeguard our resources, right? We have used these tools to safeguard our resources. The cyber criminal has to be very smart. He has to be, he should be very expert in breaching these network resources and so on. Then he can come to your system to steal the data or to corrupt the data or whatever, right? But if a person is working with you, right, because of any reason, as I said, maybe because someone purchase this person, maybe because or maybe because of any hatred or whatever reason. So if this person start acting like a cyber criminal, as a malicious person, so nobody is going to prevent him, because he is directly sitting next to the data. He is directly sitting next to the server, right or not? So that's why when we are hiring the person, that's why nowadays you have so many checks, so many background checks before hiring someone, right? So that the organization knows about the history of the person, that person whom he is hiring, and so on. So I'm not going to go detail. You can see the videos I have already explained you. Now, what about the government or sponsored cyber threats, right? And what tactics they use? So this tactics they use is sponge. Okay, remember this. So the government sponsors cyber threat. Now, government sponsored cyber threat means those experts, those cyber criminal who are being sponsored by government. Okay, and this is happening, right? So we know that we already have seen many war going on, right? So there is some experts who are being sponsored by government, right? So these experts, they are having full support for the tools, the techniques that are being used for hacking the system, cracking the system, and they have all the certification, they have all the trainings, and so on. So these are very dangerous communities, right? So so this is another community you should know. And what techniques they use normally to employ the attack is sponge. Remember that. Okay. Then we have discussed about the ethical hacker. So we have hacker and ethical hacker, the category. Can anyone just answer what is the difference between a cyber criminal and an ethical hacker? Ethical hacker and cyber criminal. Can anyone just say something about it? Again, the slide is there in front of you. You can use the slide. Why we need ethical hacker? How they are different from cyber criminals?
So hacker is like the one who harms and steal data or disrupt the system for
Very good.
personal and political or like financial uses.
MashaAllah. Excellent. Yes.
An
Yes.
ethical hacker is somebody like who helped the organization to find and fix the security weaknesses.
Very good. Excellent. Excellent answer. MashaAllah. So basically, cyber criminals, their main intention is what? Of course, to earn money, because of when they hack the system or when they steal the data, they can sell it in the black market or whatever, right? Or dark web or something. So the main aim of cyber criminal is to hack the system, to steal the data, to corrupt the CIA, what we discussed, right? Maybe they want the system to be unavailable because of any reason. Normally cyber criminals, their main intention is to steal the data, okay? Because they want the financial gain, right? But ethical hackers, they also have very good experience in detecting the weaknesses of the system. So if I have a system, right, and because I'm not an expert, right, so I will be hiring some ethical hacker. Their main aim is not to disturb the system, corrupt the system, but again, their aim is to tell us what are the vulnerabilities in the system, where the system has vulnerabilities, okay? What are the weaknesses in the system which can be exploited by cyber criminals or anybody else, okay? So this is the main aim. These are the main differences between them. Then we discuss about the different types of malware. Please go through it. The types of phishing, okay? So these are very, very common. I believe you guys have already some experiences of that when we receive some email, the lottery email that you have won this lottery, download this and that, right? So So these are some techniques that are being used by cyber criminals, right? And then we have the DOS and the DDoS. So make sure you know the difference between them, okay? So I have explained very clearly when I have discussed it in the videos, so please go through it. So just go through all the concepts we have discussed. We have discussed about the viruses. Again, as a student, you should know, because these topics that we have discussed, these are very, very important topics. As a student, you should know about them. You should know about what is the advantage, disadvantage of having these things, if you are familiar with them or not familiar with them, right? So what is the advantage of having antivirus software, how it works, how the antivirus software works, what are the different types of viruses, some examples we have discussed, which was reported, right, which corrupts the entire world, the data that exists, so and so on. We have discussed many things. We have discussed about the malware also. So please go through it, because sometimes you will see that this type of question comes in the exam. Cyber hygiene, right? These are some new concepts and technologies that you see nowadays in the market, right? Cyber hygiene. So as I said, just like the hygiene we need to maintain to be away from illness or away from the disease, in the same way we have something called cyber hygiene, right? So again, these cyber hygienes are our practices, our behaviors that we normally do when we use the technology, when we use the computer system. So I have already discussed about it, so please go through it. What is digital footprint, right? So the data that we leave behind when we access, for example, certain social media platforms, when we use, so we left behind many different types of data. Who is going to use those data? How that data will be used by maybe some cyber criminals or by some phishing person who is involved in this type of illegal activities, right? So they may use your data. So we have to be very careful with our digital footprint. So again, some suggestions are being given. Now these are just very simple, like you can just read it and keep it in your mind, right? You don't need to memorize, like when you are key practices in cyber hygiene, right? So your password should not be like ER123 or hello123, right? So normally in the old days, we used to have our password like this, right? And these passwords are very easily to be guessed and to be cracked by some tools and systems. So we have to have a strong password. So we have to regularly change our password. We have to regularly update our system. Can anyone tell me why we need to regularly update our system? Can anyone just tell me what is the purpose of updating our maybe our operating system, maybe our antivirus software that we are using, and so on? Why there is a need for that?
Virus, and it will affect
So
our
to
whole
maintain security, performance, and functionality of the system.
Perfect. I think someone else also want to answer. Yes, please go ahead. I'm not sure who was speaking. Yeah, please go ahead. See, when you are updating, for example, Windows operating system or maybe antiviruses, right? So basically, there are many reasons behind that, right? So, for example, when you purchase an antivirus, right? So the day you purchase, there is a virus definition. Means if there is any viruses, or at that time, if there is an attack, that antivirus will handle it, right? But the technology is evolving, right? Every 2 days, every 3 days, even in the same day, you will find a new the virus attack is there, right? So the antivirus companies normally provide you the patches, provided you update, right, to address those new evolving, for example, viruses, right? So that's the reason we need to, and of course, there are other reasons like the performance, like they also keep updating the performance of the system, how to improve the system. So they are also working on that aspect, right? So same way when we are updating our operating system, so it ensures that we have the latest patches, latest updates that helps our system to run smoothly. It's more secure. The vulnerabilities that are identified, they have the fixes for that, and so on. So that's why we need to make sure we have always enabled the auto update feature in our operating system, so that we don't need to go and manually update the system. So the system is automatically updated, right? Also, you see, these are cyber hygiene, the key best practices, the backup and the recovery, because although you are maintaining your system, you are medium is your cloud-based data storage, right? Because you can access it anywhere, anytime. So this is again one of the key practice in under the cyber hygiene, right? And then also we have to have like disaster recovery planning in case if the system is corrupted, lost, how we are going to recover it, right? So if we have a backup, we can recover it. So these are some practices that normally we use them in the cyber hygiene. And in the same way, you see nowadays the operating system have antivirus, right? So if you see my screen, so I have already Windows security, right? So this is an operating system from Windows. And then also I have the Quick Heal, right? So I have an extra layer of protection, right? So when I use the third party, for example, software to monitor our data, the network traffic, when I'm plugging some hard drives like USB and so on. So there is a high chance that I might be affected, my system might be affected, right, by some viruses. So we have like two levels of protection. One protection is from the Windows operating system, and then one from the Quick Heal, for example, the antivirus system that I'm using it. In the same way, you have many other the antivirus system like Norton, Casper, and so on. So again, please go through it. I will just discuss this cyberbullying and netiquette also, because this is again a very emerging like topic, and as a digital as a digital user, we should be familiar with this. So cyberbullying, like bullying is there, right? We see it in our daily life. Nowadays we have cyberbullying also, right? So so we have to be very careful with this, that when I'm posting something, when I'm writing some feedback, or maybe I'm sending some pictures or videos, so it should not be related to like bullying, right? So I'm not like harassing someone, or I'm not threatening someone, embarrassing someone. Like if I post something and it is like an embarrassment for someone, right? So it's a kind of cyberbullying, right? So of course in the exam you will find some questions based on these concepts. So you need to make sure you have very clear understanding of that, right? So again, please go through the recording. These recordings are available here, and I hope when you see, you will recall what we have discussed during this session, right? And what are its impact, right? And so some impacts are given here. Then we discuss about the netiquette, right? The behavior, our behavior. So we should respect. I mean, these things are well understood, right? We need to just adopt it, like how we do it in our real life, right? When we interact with someone, when we have friendship with someone, when we collaborate, when we, for example, interact with anyone. So how our interaction should be, right? So we need to just follow that, right? So again, good netiquette ensures that online interactions are respectful, productive, and constructive, right? So again, these points are We all are familiar with that. We all are following it, right? So it's nothing new that you are learning. But yes, that the the terminology changes, like nitty-gritty, right? Because now we are totally in the digital world. So I believe, yeah. So there are some other things like what is digital payment, Suraksha, right? And what are the concepts behind that, and what are its common thread? And when nowadays most of us uses this, right, digital payment, when we use the Paytm and Google Pay and so on. So these are like tools that helps us to perform a lot of tasks efficiently in real time. But also we have so many challenges, right? So when I discussed this topic, I basically covered all those aspects, like what are different threats to this type of tools, how we can ensure that we are not involved in any kind of any kind of activities that leads us to some issues related to our financial loss or our reputation loss and so on, right? So please go through it. Let me see if there are some other questions there, because let me just go through it. I don't know where I was, sir. All things are clear. Yes, I read this. Yeah, exam on CBT mode. Yes, exactly. So it's a computer-based test. So you will be sitting on the computer, and there will be some questions. You will be answering that, right? So if, as I said, again, I'm repeating it because some of you joined late. So what is microprocessors? Explain. Okay, I will explain. So as I said, you will be having in your exam, right? So in your exam, it will be very similar pattern that will be followed, like how you appear here. So again, let me open it. Second, I can open. I'm just opening any of the quiz, right? So you see the pattern how we have. So you have quiz, and what is this type? These are MCQ, right? So you need to read the question and pick one of the correct answer. Read the question, pick one of the correct answer. So all these, you can see the 10 question we have is MCQ, right? So MCQ means read question, pick one of the best answer that you find it among the 4 given choice, right? Now the next type you can see is this, and here it is very clearly mentioned that you select all that apply. Okay, select all that apply means maybe the answer will be 1, maybe 2, maybe 3 answer correct. Okay, so when you read the question, please read all the choices very carefully and pick your all the choices that you think is correct. So you will have like this some questions, and then you will have some this type of question. So this is true and false. So please make sure, for example, the primary goal of DASH is to eliminate external fragmentation, right? So this is what the compaction is, right? So compaction, so make sure you write the correct spelling, COMPACTION. Don't write compactions. If you write even S, because it is all graded by computer, so you will not get a point here. Okay, so like this, there will be some question where you will be filling up the blank by writing the correct answer. Okay. Now sandboxing. Now, if you recall, when we discuss about the antivirus, right? So we have discussed about this concept, that how the antivirus system, handle those some files, some viruses, how we can handle them. So this sandboxing is a technique that we use. So what we do in this, the file that is suspicious, we move that file in a virtual environment, right? Because we don't want this file to corrupt the other files, right? So what we do, we move this file in a virtual environment so that if this file is a virus, or if this file is a malware or whatever, So it is not going to affect the actual system. So it is in the virtual system, and it will just we will study about the file. We will quarantine it if this file is a virus or whatever, right? So this is what the answer, how you should answer here. So sandboxing runs suspicious file in a dash environment, so in a virtual environment. Now all this, if you follow the video, I have mentioned it in the video, or the other professor who has taken those other sessions, they have clearly mentioned like these type of questions. Okay. And also, as I said, we have provided you the material, right? So I hope there will not be any problem while you are answering like these type of questions. Like exchange data leak and phishing scam. Yes, I believe. Is it blockchain? Is it blockchain? Is it blockchain hacked? I'm not getting the question. You mean like the technology that we use? Yeah, there are different technologies that are being used. Okay. And these technologies, we use them to, for example, if there are certain issues that we identify, so we move to a technology, right? So blockchain is one of the technology that we use, which ensures that when we have the data is not corrupted because it is being like replicated on different blocks, right? So there is any concept, I don't want to discuss that in detail, but yes, we use this technology to have a lot of like benefit from it. Okay, especially in the in the systems that we are now developing. So blockchain plays a very important role. It has its own concept if it is being implemented correctly. So this is again a very good technology, right? Okay. In the same way, we have, you can see there are a lot of concepts we have discussed about the open education resource. What is its history behind it? We have discussed about its example, like SWAM is one of the example, right? You have so many in the higher education, what is its role? How we can, use open education resources in terms of like virtual labs and so on. What are its recent trends? And then we discuss about the Libra operating system. Sorry, the what do you call it? The Office, right? So Libra Office, where it's very similar like MS Office, and so on. So so basically, let me just very quickly go through it so that it's just like a recall. So in the first week, we have studied about the computer system, the basic concept, right? We discuss about what is computer, what its core component, like computer has core component CPU. Now, what is the role of CPU, right? So what is the primary role of CPU? So there are different roles, but what is the primary role of CPU, right? And in the same way, we have other components of the computers, like the input devices, the output devices, and so on. We have also discussed about the history and the generation of the computers, how the computer evolves from first generation to the sixth generation, and so on, right? And then we have discussed, the first week is all about the very, very basic things that you should know as a IT student, right? We discuss about what is computer software, hardware, firmware, and so on. We discuss about what is kernel in the operating system, what its type. We discuss about the some important tools that we use when we develop some softwares. So we have something called compiler, interpreter, assembler, right? So these concepts, I hope it is clear. In the previous session, we have also discussed about them. We have asked few questions related to it. I have seen that session, and so on. In the second week, we discuss about how to process the data. We discuss about very briefly the number system that is being used, right? And we also have discussed like how you can convert number from one system to another system, and so on. How we can represent data. So second week is all about that. In the third week, we further explore some key concepts related to IT, like how the computer communicates with each other, right? Because normally, if you have a system, that system is of no use if it does not communicate with other system, right? So how the system is being like in the beginning of the era, how these communication happen. So we have something called LAN, MAN, WAN, and internet, and so on. So the technology evolves, how it is evolved, how the computers communicate each other. So all these concepts we have discussed to you. We have discussed about the networks, the basic network connection. So what are its components, like what is the port, what is router, how switches, and so on. The topologies also we have discussed, right? How when the computer communicates, the topologies, what are the roles of that, and so on. We have discussed about the networking devices, different devices that are being used to create a networks. So these are being discussed. So what I suggest to you is, when you are preparing for the exam, please review these sessions, okay? So you can see here router, network address translator, firewall, and so on, types of routers. So all these concepts are being well covered, and when you are reviewing it, please review them, see the videos, and also see the lecture materials available to you. All right. So I believe still there are a few people waiting. Okay. Is there any question? Because I think what I want to cover, I already covered. But my suggestion, as I said again earlier, that go for week by week, okay? Don't miss any week, because you're
लाइक कोई कुछ भी नहीं होता वहां पे गई थे मेरे पास थे मैंने बोला चल ठीक है मैं कर देता हूँ तो कर दी क्रिकेट मुझे पता है जब नहीं होगी तो तुम लोग तो करते हो
I'm not sure is it a question or someone is talking?
भाई ऐसा ही कोई नहीं करता भाई
Please can you mute yourself, all of you, because I think there is some discussion going on. Is it a
आया रूम चाहिए यार मैं रूम में जा रहा हूँ कॉल करूंगा समोसा
all right, so please mute all of you. Those who want to ask questions, just unmute and ask.
कल भी रात में एक लंडन ने हिला दिया था सूद के पट्टे ने.
I'm not sure what's going on. Who is the admin? I'm the admin.
No.
How I can mute them. Anyway, please mute all of you. Please mute yourself. Mute all. Allow audience to mute to unmute themselves. Okay, so please unmute and then you ask your question, okay? Because there is some disturbance in our session. All right, so please feel free to ask your question. I don't know what I was explaining because this disturbed me. Anyway, so the point is, I recall. So what I'm saying, again, my last advice to all of you guys, don't be afraid. What you have to do is go for week by week, okay? So prepare yourself. Week one, go through the sessions, see the questions that are being asked here, okay? So from this, you will get an idea that yes, these type of question normally comes, okay? So you will know the level of the exam. I believe it's an average exam. If you have seriously studied all the weeks, not in 1 week, week by week, okay? Properly, if you have studied, you have understood the concept, you can easily score full marks. There is no problem, right? But if you have just studied it in a hurry, then you will have a difficult time in the exam. Okay, so go through this. Now, don't forget to review these questions. Weekly assessment that we have provided to you, please review them, okay? Please review them because these are also important questions. I hope it is very clear. So week 2, you will go through these concepts. You will check the question that is being asked here, okay? And then you will prepare yourself accordingly. Um, let me see if there is any other question that you guys have asked. Audio not coming. My audio not coming.
So you are audible.
I am audible, right?
Sir.
Yeah, if you want to speak, please unmute yourself. Unmute yourself and ask your question. Because we have just 12 minutes remaining, 10 to 12 minutes. Okay, so we have just 10 to 12 minutes remaining. If you have any question, please ask.
सर एक वीक में क्वेश्चन आया था जहाँ मतलब हमें फिल इन ब्लैंक्स को फिल करना होता है, तो उसका आंसर था इंटरनेट पोर्टल.
ठीक है
सर मतलब जो कंप्यूटर आंसर टिक किया हुआ था वो था आईपी, बट हम लोगों ने उसका आंसर
ओके इंटरनेट आईपी. ऑलराइट ओके प्रोटोकॉल आईपी ओके सी. अच्छा मैं हिंदी में ही बोल देता हूँ. तो अगर इस तरीके का कोई क्वेश्चन है जिसके अंदर इस टाइप का कुछ कंफ्यूजन है, वी हैव ट्राइड आवर बेस्ट. हम लोगों ने पूरी कोशिश की है कि इस टाइप के क्वेश्चन ना हो फाइनल एग्जाम में. ठीक है, लेकिन अगर कोई भी क्वेश्चन इस टाइप का हुआ जहां आपने लिखा आईपी लेकिन आपको आंसर मतलब उसका अवार्ड नहीं मिला क्योंकि आंसर में जो सिस्टम के अंदर फीड किया गया था वो इंटरनेट प्रोटोकॉल था. ठीक है, तो उसको हम लोग जब आप लोग एग्जाम दे लेंगे तो हम लोग उसको रिव्यू करके आपको क्रेडिट अवार्ड हो जाएगा. ठीक है, तो ये हमने इसमें भी फॉलो किया है. जो वीकली असेसमेंट है इसमें भी फॉलो किया है. तो अगर कोई क्वेश्चन है, अब जैसे यहाँ पे स्ट्रक्चर्ड लिखा हुआ है, ठीक है, स्ट्रक्चर्ड डेटा इज टिपिकली फाउंड इन डेटाबेस एंड स्प्रेडशीट, राइट. इन द सेम वे यहाँ पे प्राइवेट लिखा हुआ है. एसिमेट्रिक जो होती है वो क्या कौन से की करती है, तो ये तो आपको एज इट इज लिखना है. लेकिन किसी ने स्ट्रक्चर लिख दिया खाली तो वो रॉन्ग हो जाएगा. तो इसलिए मैं आपसे ये कह रहा हूँ कि आप जो है आंसर दीजिए बिल्कुल करेक्ट. ठीक है, और जहां तक आईपी एंड इंटरनेट प्रोटोकॉल, वहां पे आपको अवार्ड मिलेगा, यानी उस क्वेश्चन का आपको मार्क्स मिलेगा. आपने या तो आईपी लिखा हो या इंटरनेट प्रोटोकॉल लिखा हो, बोथ केस में आपको मार्क्स मिल जाएगा. ठीक है, तो एडमिट कार्ड कब मिलेगा? Mr. Sandeep, admit card, hopefully you will receive it soon because that is normally being issued by the SWAM team. ठीक है ना, जो SWAM team है IIT मद्रास से वो आपके लिए इशू होगा. So if you want to know the answer, please you can contact them. ठीक है, तुम उनको कांटेक्ट करके या एक कोई हेल्प डेस्क में क्वेश्चन कर दो कि भाई we are waiting for the admit cards, we have not yet received, but I think some student already received it because I found like someone has some issues, so they I believe they started already dispatching and hopefully you will receive it. Sir, please tell me how many questions will be there in the exam. So Asif is asking and Asif is replying. My name is also Asif, right? My dear Asif, I don't know when you joined. We already have answered this question. I have already answered so many times. अगर आप लेट ज्वाइन करोगे तो आपको आंसर कैसे मिलेगा? Type and how many. You will have 50 questions in your final exam. The question will be of the type MCQ. It means there will be a question with 4 choices. You will pick one of the correct choice. Correct? This is one type. The other type is there will be a question with choices, but there will be more than one choices that are correct. So that is called MSQ. And I have already showed to the student. So this is what the MSQ means. Which of the following are the application of quantum computing? तो यहाँ पे आंसर देखो क्या है, क्रिप्टोग्राफी, ऑप्टिमाइजेशन, कॉम्प्लेक्स सिमुलेशन. तो ये 3 आंसर इसके करेक्ट हैं. तो एक तो ये टाइप का आपके क्वेश्चन होगा. ठीक है, दूसरा MCQ, एक क्वेश्चन 4 आंसर, एक करेक्ट आंसर. ठीक, और तीसरा fill in the blanks. You will have question, There will be a blank. You need to write the word, maybe one word, maybe two words, but most likely one word to complete that statement. And when you are writing it, please make sure you write the correct word, correct spelling. Okay? Like if I write PRAVATE, computer उसको wrong कर देगा. ठीक है? I hope this is clear. बहुत सारे लोग अब आ रहे हैं. Anyway, maybe they have seen the notification late. Next question कहाँ पे थे हम यहाँ पे? Please sir tell me. Type of मैंने बता दिया already. Type of question मैंने बता दिया. What will be the total time for the exam? Total time for the exam, I think this is also given in your course page. तो आपको course page पे click करो, वहां पे ये मिल जाएगा आपको. और अगर नहीं मिलता है, so please ask the स्वयं team. So स्वयं team आपको बताएगी. ठीक है, आपको स्वयं टीम आपके क्वेश्चन के, इस टाइप के क्वेश्चन के आंसर वो दे देगी. कब होगा, कहाँ होगा, कितने घंटे का होगा, 2 घंटे का होगा, 3 घंटे का होगा, ये सारे क्वेश्चन का जवाब आपको स्वयं टीम देगी. कोई हेल्प डेस्क है, वो डेटा वो लोग डालेंगे. ठीक है, जो कोर्स पेज पे आपको वो हेल्प डेस्क का इंफॉर्मेशन डालेंगे. तो आपको क्या करना है, उस हेल्प डेस्क पे आपको कांटेक्ट करना है और आपके ये जो इस टाइप के जो क्वेश्चंस है वो आप उनसे पूछ लीजिएगा. सर वी हैव रिसीव मेल वेरी लेट. या आई अंडरस्टैंड, नो प्रॉब्लम. essay type by again Asif, I just mentioned there is no essay type question. आपको कुछ essay के फॉर्म में नहीं लिखना है, सिर्फ आपको एक वर्ड का क्वेश्चन लिखना है, जो फिल इन द ब्लैंक्स होता है वो करना है. बाकी आपको MCQ and MSQ करना है. Is there any model paper or sample paper available? Aruba. So model paper and sample paper is this, my dear. This is your model paper. ये मॉडल पेपर है. फर्स्ट वीक का क्या मॉडल पेपर सैंपल पेपर है, ये है. ठीक है, सेकंड वीक का क्या है, ये है. तो क्विज जो है वही आपका मॉडल एंड सैंपल है. इसी टाइप के क्वेश्चन आएंगे, इसी टाइप के आपके असेसमेंट में जैसे पूछे गए, इसी टाइप के आपके क्वेश्चन आएंगे उस वीक से रिलेटेड. वो जो कॉन्सेप्ट्स आपने पढ़े हैं, द कॉन्सेप्ट दैट यू हैव स्टडीड इन दैट वीक, यू हैव टू प्रिपेयर the week in such a way that if there is any question that comes from these topics, you will be easily able to answer it. ठीक है, क्या है ये? इस I don't know what is the meaning of that. Abrar, can you please use your mic to ask the question? Because I don't understand आपका सवाल क्या है, क्या लिखना चाह रहे हो? Yes, so is there any other last question before I end this session? आपके और कोई question है? I wish you all the best, and again this is my last suggestion and advice to all of you. Still you have time. Still you can, like for example, if you have not studied well, still you have time, you can study well. Give some time to the course. Review the available video contents again. Okay, review the video contents. All the video contents are available. We have already provided you the lecture material in the form of PDF. Please review the course page. You guys are not even reviewing the course page. In the course page where you see the weekly content, we have given you, you can see here, this live session will also be available. You can see the live session of the previous session. This session will be also uploaded. When the text script will be ready, it will be available. Lecture material is here. Click this link and then go to this page where you will find, click here to download the material. It will open a Google Drive, and then this one you can easily right click or download, or you can click it this to download. Okay, I hope it is very clear. All right, let me see. Now you guys have many questions maybe. Sir, give the study material I have already given to you. The study material, yeah, it's okay, sir. Maybe the quiz will come out from which given test. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. But that's why I said the questions that we have given to you, the questions that we have given to you here, don't ignore. Okay, don't ignore these questions. Prepare very well these questions. All right. Okay, maybe the quiz will come out from this. Maybe, yes, you are right, maybe. Sir, is there any issue with the course progress percentage? I don't know. What is that issue you are talking about? Course percentage means, for example, when I review, for example, I go through all the weekly by weekly content. I go through all of them. When I review all of them, I will see, when I click the progress, it will show me the progress. So your progress should be of 100%, because I have just enrolled myself as a student just to see what they are posting it. So in my case, it is showing 37%, 30.7%. But in your case, it should show somewhere around 100%, because you should review all of them. You should have already reviewed all of them. Okay. But if there is any issue, you see, you have already reviewed all the course content, and still it's showing like maybe less percentage, so you can contact the help desk. Okay, what is the other question? Is there any issue? Sir, is there any issue? I already answered. Sir, we download the note. Please repeat, sir. Okay, how to download the note? All right, this is what I understand your question. So what you have to do when you go to the course page, right? So you have here weekly materials that we have provided to you. You have assessment. I hope you have already attended all the assessment. You have not left anything. Then you see there is a lecture material here, right or not? So this lecture material, click this option, and then you will find another option to go to that lecture material. And finally, just click here. It will open a Google Drive. From the Google Drive, you simply select this. Once you select, okay, once you select this, you see there is a download icon here. You click the download icon. It's very simple. When I click it, you can see it will start downloading in a second. So you can see here it's scanning, and now it will download. You see here? So I have downloaded the entire material what we have used when we provided you the session, and it is in the sequential order, means the first week, the second week, the third week, the way how we have taught the course. You'll find the material is organized in the same way. Sir, explain what we need for the rough sheet and calculator. I don't, yeah, I mean, you might be required to do maybe one, because you see you have a topic like convert number from binary to octal, or binary to decimal, like this type of question. As you already have seen, we have asked you, right, in I think week 3 or maybe 2, I don't know, I'm not like recalling right now. So similar type of question may be there in the exam. So when you are converting those numbers from binary to octal or maybe decimal or whatever, so you need to do something, right? Some writing is required, right? So that's why they say that you please try to bring your sheet, a rough sheet. Calculator, I'm not sure. Calculator is not required. I don't know. You don't need any calculator. Okay. Is there a problem if we don't have an adequate progress percentage? There is a problem, my dear. That means you have not maybe attended the quizzes. Have you attended the quizzes? Because you have to pass the quiz separate. You have to pass the final exam separate. These two assessments are separate. All the details are given to you. All the details are given to you. So if you have gone through the course, so I'm sure the progress should be of 100%. If you have issue, please you contact the help desk. Whatever questions are giving an assignment, that questions are coming in the exam or not. I already answered. Maybe some question will be there, maybe not. I don't know, right? So my suggestion is review them carefully. Review them carefully. Don't miss those questions. Okay, this is my suggestion. So I think we already finished the time. I have to end this session. So passing marks again, Abrar, you have to go to the course page, and in the course page all the details are given. You see here all the rules, all the details are given, how you are going to pass, what are the criteria for getting the certificate, everything is given to you. All right, so please follow this page, course page, see what is written there. Okay, so I hope it is clear. Thank you very much for all of you. So many of you have joined the session. I hope this session is useful to you, and you will prepare very well in the exam. I wish you and we all from our team wishes you all the best, and we hope you will score very high marks, and inshallah we'll see you in some other course. Before I end the session, is there any last question or something you want me to clarify before I end the session? If everything is fine, so all the best to you guys. Yes, Ghulam, I believe you have some question, or yeah, Nida, you have something? Please feel free. You just need to unmute yourself and ask. All right, so I believe there's no question. So, okay, Nida, thank you for your feedback. So, all right, so again, all the best to all of you. Prepare well, and please go through the video sessions very carefully. Don't miss the weekly assessment that we have given to you. Review them carefully, and inshallah, I believe the exam will be an average exam, and you all will perform very well in the exam. And again, all the best from us. Thank you very much for joining this session. See you in some other session. Goodbye. Bye-bye.